Hey guys, Tyler2K here. I was originally recording a reaction to the FamitsuTUBE footage that we're going to take a look at here. And then somehow, like during the recording, I accidentally hit cancel and I was talking to myself for like 20 minutes. So I figured rather than doing a full reaction, because at this point I've seen it, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and just quickly go through like the bullet points of this character from this footage. So as usual, comment a link if you want to watch the entire thing, but we're going to go ahead and jump around between it. Just a couple of things that I've noticed that are like really, really important that you guys need to know. Of course, on Monday, we'll do the full breakdown of the character where, we talk about like all the little intricacies and whatnot. But for now, let's just go ahead and take a look at the footage that was recorded. So props again and shout outs to FamitsuTUBE down in the description below. So first things first, what they show us is that unfortunately, now granted you don't see it there, but when you actually do bad breath, the throw is guaranteed. So you don't need heat mode, you don't need the bad Jaguar stance. Just straight up, if you do the throw quick enough, it is completely inescapable, which is crazy. So the benefit of heat mode, or apart from like the Parry stance from bad Jaguar that they show here, is basically the difference is rather than your bad breath coming out on frame 35, the bad Jaguar, the bad breath with the heat mode instead comes out on 25. So the frame data is the same. You're still going to be plus 23 regardless, but a 25 frame option right on the cusp of seeable. And then not to mention, if you're just looking for the crouch dash input, then it becomes harder to react to, because then you start setting yourself up for failure where the Armor King starts going for like crouch dash 4 knee and small combo lifter sort of stuff. You don't want to be ducking random willy-nilly. Hopefully you can sidestep the bad breath options. But yeah, this is a massive change. The fact that you don't need heat mode for bad breath throw being inescapable is crazy. So we did speculate that when you perform the bad breath, the scaler would be down to 70. So for instance, on this stage, if Armor King went for a bad breath into a floor break, the throw would do 70, and then the floor break combo would start at 50. So the damage potential is lower. But keep in mind, this is completely guaranteed damage. And the fact that you don't need heat mode to do it is massive. So the good news is the heat mode variation of this does cost you more than 50% of your bar. So these are 5-second increments. So this is actually costing you about a little under 8 seconds worth of meter. So that means if you pop your meter with a heat burst, you can do it twice as most. And then similarly, well, I guess here you can also do it twice as at most. But I think there was a situation where you did see 3. Also keep in mind there are ways to generate meter with King. Like for instance, when you throw your opponent under the effects of heat mode, most of the throws also regenerate meter. So technically, if you do land a throw, which you would, because the throw is guaranteed, of course, you get another throw attempt for free. So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead. Yeah. So basically, they go through an entire move list. The really big ones of note here. Let's see. I'm skip through this as fast as I can. Okay, so heat engagers, nothing surprising. 4/4, not a wall bounce, of course. Wall stand 3 hitting on I-13, and then also the second follow-up hit 1 is also a mid. So if we go by character like Clive, this is probably at least, well, it better be at least -12. Probably going to be -13, but it's going to be no better than at least -12 on hit. Although this is a heat engager and also 35 damage for a wall stand 3. And keep in mind, like the wall stand 3 component of it is a knee, so you can't even reverse it anyway. So if you're playing against like Asuka and you think a Parry or Sabaki's coming through, yeah, you can just do raw wall stand 3. And you might go right through their defense because you cannot reverse knees, elbows, headbutts, so on and so forth, stuff like that. Oh yeah, this was probably the most surprising one for me. So we already know that out of bad Jaguar stance, he has a low, a mid, a high, and a throw. Never in a million years did I expect bad Jaguar 1-2 to be a mid extension after the high. So that means if you're ducking against the high, you're going to have to be really quick on punishing him simply because it's a little bit scary. So yeah, the fact that the high extension is so quick, and also he has a high, not just mid extension, he has a high extension, which can probably mess up people trying to wall stand punish him anyway. We'll get to that in a little bit when we go through the Bad Jaguar stance towards the end of the video. But I thought, like, holy crap. So very much like Shaheen with his Shadow Step 1-2 or 1-4 rather. It's like, whoa, like I did not expect the high to have more extension to it, because at first I was like, okay, well maybe the Bad Jaguar 1 is going to be like your typical Shadow Step 1 where it's like a counter launcher, and like, okay, that's really annoying having counter launcher, but no, it's part of a string, and there's also a 50-50 on the string. So not only do you have to guess the low, the mid, the high, but then also the high itself has an extension that you have to be like cognizant of on defense, which can be very, very frustrating. So yeah, we'll talk about Bad Jaguar at the end. Okay, so his down 2+4 is a heat engager. Although the down 2+4 doesn't cause a floor break state. Instead, he does have a down 1+3, which is a floor breaking crouching throw. But at the same time, the 1+3 does not regenerate meter. The down 2+4 does regenerate meter. Also, the down 1+4 doesn't do bonus damage. So as far as I know, Armor King might be the only character without who have multiple crouch throws, and one doesn't do more damage than the other. I actually have a video coming out very soon about that exact thing. So it's weird to see that he has like a penalty on his, so I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Okay, we had seen this, a safer extension. Down 2 by itself is now quicker, so kind of very similar to like Eddie in Tekken 8, where they buffed his standing punishment because he had lacking options in T8. So this extension is probably safe on block, deals chip damage, there's heat regeneration. Yeah, up back 1, luckily is a high. I know there was speculation that this up back 1 option would be a mid. No, this is not a mid. This is just a natural hit homing high that is only accessible from heat mode. Otherwise, you can also hold forward to shift into Bad Jaguar. Okay, yeah, so this I don't know what to make of. And let's go ahead and circle back to this. So first of all, we know for a fact that under the effects of heat mode, the side sway, which is now back up back 1+4, or up 1+2 rather than back 1+4, is now a side sway with an instant tornado spin launcher. Hold that thought, we'll talk about it later. But notice how this is a red spark attack, so that means if you even try to reverse it, Sabaki it, period, you'll go right through them and you'll launch them anyway because it's a guard breaker, armor breaker. I can't remember the technical term Namco uses. So that was something I didn't immediately talk about in the initial videos, sort of thing. And I think we might be out of heat now. Ah, yeah, final one, Bad Jaguar 3-2. This one was making a lot of people angry. So this basically states that this tracks to Armor King's right, which means it's weak to sidestep left for, you know, your left rather. So their sidestep right. So it does track one way, but best of all, not only is it power crush, this is actually plus frames on block. The only issue though, it does cost 2 meter. So keep that in mind. But yeah, having a safe power crushing, or better than safe, plus frame power crush option to cancel a stance is really, 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 really freaking good, for sure. Okay, Bad Breath, of course, with heat mode is quicker. His heat smash is I-17. Also, I didn't cover it, but earlier the opponent blocks the heat smash, and it looks like it's +0. So I was thinking, okay, well maybe the heat smash can transition into like Bad Jaguar and be like +4. No, there doesn't seem to be any extension on this attack. So either it's an oversight, or it's a bug, or the animation's just wacky and it's actually like +9 and you just don't see the animation. But it's weird to see, like, his heat smash seems to be actually pretty tame. I-17 probably doesn't high crush, breaks the wall, but we know it doesn't wall splat for a launcher. So compare his to Anna's, it's like, whoa, Armor King definitely got the short end of the stick. So I guess the good news here that I didn't notice, this does do 54 damage. So typically Heat Smash is doing the ballpark of 50. A character like Fakamlam, if you hit the wall, has a bonus 5 damage. Other characters have a bonus 2 damage on their option, or 1 at worst. So yeah, I guess open field, this does a lot of damage, kind of similar to Kings. But at the same time, I think everyone would prefer to have Kings or a different Heat Smash. So it's weird to see this Heat Smash is pretty poor, all things considered. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly go through the move list here. Oh yeah, so 1-2-1 can transition into Bad Jaguar. I thought that's kind of interesting. Also, 2-1 by itself hasn't been homogenized yet. +7 is still really good frame data, but it's always been +7 since Tekken 7. So I was surprised that they didn't buff this move specifically. Okay, so now forward 3 4 3 is now a simplified input. It's now 3 4 1 instead. Same idea. You can hold back to cancel out of the stance, but yeah, this is probably hit confirmable. Also, I didn't know it was a mid, so it probably is like super punishable on block. But at the same time, if it's hit confirmable NCC full string, that's still really, really good. Okay, so now he has a brand new 13 frame punisher. He has 4-3, which can be also canceled by holding back. +9 is crazy frame data, also does 35. He still has a shoulder on 13, which will probably be your best 13 for like most situations. But if you want the +9 and 35 damage versus 32 with the shoulder, yeah, okay, it's not bad to actually have access to that for sure. Okay, 3+4 has a new extension, which is 3+4-1. It's basically a high backslap. It says +8. From this type of like almost nosebleed animation, there's a good chance that this is likely a counter launcher as well, only on the second hit. And instead, if you want to go for the old body splash, the 3+4, 1, it's now 3+4, 1+2. Although same thing, you can still hold 3+4 to enter into DDT. Forward 2-1 is I-15. Forward 4 is still in it. Oh yeah, forward 1, new power crush. It gets charged up if you eat multiple attacks. Also, you can hold forward to enter into BGS to better apply this follow pressure. Shoulder, as talked about. Oh, 28 damage, not even 32, my apologies. Down forward 1-2, we talked about it. High option, spin option. Down forward 2 also lost his homing sprite, but something we did see earlier in the footage is he now has an extension with down forward 2-1. Down forward 2-1 leads to BGS, but also on counter hit is like really, really plus if I remember correctly. I'm probably wrong. It might actually be a launcher. But yeah, he got an extension off of it with the earlier footage. So that's weird to see that they buffed it. Also, down forward 2-1 and down forward 2-1-3 and blah, blah, blah. It's still part of his 10 string, so there still is some mix-up built into that portion of it. Yeah, Frankensteiner. No down forward 4, I noticed. Now, one thing that's kind of weird about Tekken 8 is that they tend to skip some of the simple inputs. So there's probably a good chance he still has down forward 4 on 12. Maybe they nerf it to 13 or 14 at worst. He probably still has it though. But yeah, it's not part of the official move list. Yeah, everything else seems to be identical for the most part. We don't have any extra things here of note. FC option, you can also perform that. Yeah, new flop animation, although this type of animation off the down 3+4-3 probably still leads to a launcher by the wall. This type of flop typically means you can pick them up off of the wall for a combo, whatever that might be, or Armor King. People's Elbow, Demic 2-4, we talked about it. A little bit of straight option. Now he has high extension to Demic 2-4, which is typically, from what Namco has shown us, the end to like a lot of combos. You want to do a lot of damage on the end of your combo. You have the really good range of Demic 2-4, and then now you have this big extension 1+2 option sort of thing, even though it's just a 2. Demic 3, no note of the counter hit. And then I think if I remember correctly, oh yeah, this was maddening. Okay, so back 1-2, he still has the 12 frame Punisher, and it can transition into Bad Jaguar. The issue now, though, is back 1-2 is +8. So, history lesson for back 1-2. Back 1-2 used to be like a really, really bad Punisher. He's had it forever, ever since T5. It used to be like +2, then they made it +4. I think in late T7, they settled on +6. Now it's +8. And not only is it +8, it's probably +8, and maybe even better frame data when you transition to Bad Jaguar. So that's crazy. So if anything, apart from it just being a better standing Punisher on 12, of course, and keep in mind he has 2 really good 13s now, right? It's also maybe during combos, you can extend this combo otherwise by using back 1-2 Bad Jaguar against airborne targets. And yeah, sorry, like I said, they went through the move list twice on this thing. Okay, no note of counter hit, also no flop state. Presumably back to 1-2 is still probably hit confirmable NCC wall splat, the bare minimum. I don't think it launches anymore because I feel like they would make a note if it did. Ah, yeah, this one was the first move that really surprised me though. So we have back 3 now causing instant tornado spin. It's I-16, but unless you've ever played Armor King, you really can't appreciate how absurdly strong this move is. Back 3, similar to King back 3, hits super far away. It basically is like a Demo Man, Death Fist, range 3, range 4 Punisher, and now with back 3 being an instant spin launcher is absolutely fucking insane. Like, just this move alone, back 3, I-16, and again, keep in mind, you have to be here. You can be way off of the screen and still launch the opponent, is crazy. Now, granted, it's a high, so there is some downside to it, but the range on back 3, I can't understate how insane this range is. That means not only do you have a character like Armor King who already hunts characters like, what is he called? Brian with his like massive pushback I-13s, you can now effectively hunt characters like Heihachi with long range pushback I-16s and worse. Like, having back 3 being a launcher and still presumably having the same range is absolutely crazy. Crazy talk. So yeah, be prepared to see a lot of back 3. Back 1+2 probably still has to counter it. +16 option, +4, nothing to hate. Yeah, we got this new homing attack, back 3+4, which looks really fast, but if you look at the frame count, it is 20, so I don't know, it feels like it's super fast, but yeah, homing mid, presumably safe on block, wall splat, knockdown, pretty good nonetheless, for sure. And then if you want a quicker one, or I guess technically it wouldn't be quicker, you have up back 1, which of course under the heat mode can get charged up. Okay, so getting back to the side sway. So he has multiple variations on the side sway. So he has up back 1+2, which is a quick side sway into knockdown, where shoulder's guaranteed. He can also charge the up back 1+2, which also gives you a flop state, so you get a little bit better than shoulder. But if you don't immediately notice it, so up back 1+2 is a normal attack. Up back 1+2 with the charge is a red spark attack. So at the bare minimum, this means reversals, parries, sabakis cannot beat this attack. Also, if we use a character like Asuka for reference, that probably means that up back 1+2 charge might be completely safe, because this is I-50 rather than, what was it, like 24? Yeah. Or not 24 for that one. 30. So 20 frames quicker. And this one, at the bare minimum, is -13 from Tekken 7. Probably nowadays -14. But yeah, this one might be safe or better than safe, maybe even plus frames. And then on top of that, of course, under the effects of heat mode, you have the red spark, you have the side sway, but you also have the launching properties on it, which is tremendous. Okay, and we have the capital punishment, of course, everyone's favorite. Up back 1, now down forward 3+4 has a simpler input. Also, keep in mind this can be performed at FC with diagonal canceling. Something similar with up back 1+2 that I didn't talk about, or maybe I did talk about it, I don't remember. Up back 1+2, same thing. You can perform this out of FC. So, for instance, you can go for down 2 on block, and then side sway out with up back 1+2. And if your opponent goes for like wall stand 2, for instance, or wall stand 4 with certain characters, yeah, you'll side sway them and launch them, which is pretty crazy. Okay, here's another massive change. Up forward 2-1 is basically death sandwich. I-15, double spin or double hit launcher unscaled for 17 damage. So the damage itself isn't great. The big difference of up forward 2-1, of course, this is no longer out of lateral movement or sidestep. So sidestep 2-1 doesn't exist because cough, he actually has a new sidestep low. But yeah, the fact that you can perform this at an FC similar to Nina up forward 2-1, same thing, is really good. Keep in mind, this bound effect cannot be used mid-combo. This is only at the very start of the combo does bound work. So please keep that in mind. Up forward 3, yeah, no notes on this. Hop kick, no notes on this. Up forward 3+4, same thing. You can tech roll like previously. Neutral hop kick, and I think that's about it. Oh yeah, 4-for-2. Now no longer causing a wall splat. It now causes this really quick mid push instead. I think in one of the trailers they show that on counter hit this does something, although I can't remember off the top of my head, and I feel bad for talking about it now. Okay, 4-for-3 homing attack, does deal chip damage on block. Also, I guess it no longer causes the launching knockdown. This is just, you just kick the shit out of them, so it's not bad. So it got nerfed definitely, but still, it's going to be plus frames and chip damage. It's going to be a good option nonetheless. 4-for-4, we talked about this, no more longer wall bounce. Oh yeah, so here was something interesting. So forward 3+4, causes red life destruction. But the running exploder doesn't, and I don't understand that. Okay, so 4 for neutral 2, instead of being a counter launcher, now it can transition into Bad Jaguar by holding forward. So that's going to be really nasty. And what was the frame data on it? Was it like +7? +5, okay. Okay, unblockable, cancel by tapping down, or holding down rather. Running 3 deals chip damage on block. We've already seen that running 3 can be used during mid-combo for combo extension. Okay, here you go. Yeah, running exploder, no notes on red life destruction. So that's kind of weird. Still presumably a guaranteed 50-50 on wake up because you're plus frames, but yeah, weird to see it doesn't deal chip either. So clearly they're like, oh, okay, maybe that's a little bit too strong. Okay, has the running slide now performed? Yeah, with running 4, 4. Handstring, he has 2 of those. We'll skip that. Okay, he has the command charge with 1 + 3 + 4. Also, the command charge can be performed out of certain attacks, like wall stand 2 on counter hit, in which case you can do the special red spark upper instead. Okay, wall stand 115, nothing special. Wall stand 2, I-12, yeah, still plus frame, presumably safe on block, counter launcher, so by holding up during the animation, you perform special input, although it looks like to get the special variation on it, you have to do the special input. Otherwise, if you tap 2, it will automatically do a quicker one, which is probably an easy mode version of the combo. Less damage, but you'll never drop this variation, of course. Okay, wall stand 3-1, brand new I-13. Like talk about knee option, really, really strong. If this is no worse than I-13, yeah, I mean, you just be ready to see this move quite often. Typical wall stand 4. Full crouch down forward 2. Chip damage on block, still presumably plus frames on what do you call it? On block. Also natural launcher too. I mean, what's not to like about it? Okay, sidestep 2. So this is his old what's it called? The dark something option. Yeah, this used to be a counter hit launcher. To be honest, I wouldn't doubt if it still counter hit launches. But yeah, this is only out of sidestep 2. I mean, +3 is not bad. It looks like it leaves you an FC, or maybe you can hold FC. Sidestep 4, probably still counter launcher as well. And then here's a bunch of just generic rolling options, wake up options. He does have 2 variations on the kip up. He has the 3 + 4, as well as back 3 + 4. Back turn 3, back turn 4, all the favorites. Okay, so here we go. Bad Jaguar stance. So Bad Jaguar has the parry. He has an extension, 1-2, which is heat engager high mid, I-24. And to mix up the Bad Jaguar 1-2, he has Bad Jaguar 1-4 that hits on 22. So it is quicker. And like I said, that might be fast enough to interrupt like wall stand 15s or wall stand 15 or slower. Also, this causes like a flop state. I wouldn't doubt it on same thing on counter hit. This probably has like better properties on it too. So, okay, 2-3. What's important to note about Bad Jaguar 1? Bad Jaguar 1 is 11. Bad Jaguar 2 is 15. Also, I mean, granted, this is early. Like this is like day -3, but the animations look so fucking similar already, and it's going to be a nightmare to read between the 2 of them. Obviously, this type of flop, not only does it cause airborne spin state, but same thing. This will be a launching flop by a wall as well. So pretty good. And then, yeah, he has an extension, or rather than committing to the high, he has the mid extension, the old back 2-4 with character like King. Since this is part of the 50-50, the back 4 is probably not safe on block, but who knows, honestly. Who knows? Okay, Power Crush. This basically was just saying that the Power Crush is charged up under the effects of multiple hits. Also, under heat mode, it has a different variation on it. And yeah, the little bit of a... I know that feeling when you hit the back button. Okay, and then low. We have seen that the low is basically an instant hell sweep. On counter hit, causes hard knockdown where down 4 is guaranteed. Otherwise, +3. Important to note, I-17 is a great frame break point. The fastest power crushes in the game are I-16. So the fact that you have an I-17, which means if any ever time you transition to bad Jaguar, even at like +1, you trade positive against an option like Heat Burst or any other power crush in the game, period. So that's really important to have like a really fast low option or a fast throw cancel to complement the kit. So this one is brand new. Like, I didn't expect to see down 1+2 off of bad Jaguar. It's plus frames, chip damage on block. This move is like +6 if I remember correctly on block, +12 on hit. On counter hit, probably still causes launcher, or at the bare minimum gives you a better option. Notice at +12 though, the opponent's left an FC. That means crouch throw is guaranteed in this position on natural hit. Pretty fucking good. Really good. Okay, and also you can perform the spear out of bad Jaguar, because in case it hasn't been obvious yet, they got rid of stealth step or whatever the stance was called. Yeah, the stance is now antiquated. He now has variations of stealth step from other moves, sidestep 2, bad Jaguar, down back 1+2, bad Jaguar 1. They've now compacted the stances and then made it into a single stance. So, you know, depending on how you feel about it, you know, I'm not super happy, but at the same time, it's okay if they're replacing stance, kind of similar to a character like Raven, where they consolidated options and then, you know, they got rid of haste stance and instead made it just the soul zone. Okay, so here's something I wasn't expecting. So he can perform 2 throws out of bad Jaguar, but more importantly, the throws actually can be broken. So bad Jaguar 1 and bad Jaguar 2, respectively, you can break it with the option. When we saw the trailer footage, it's because you can actually perform bad breath out of bad Jaguar by tapping forward 1+2, and then you can perform the throw, and the throw is automatically, you know, guaranteed, right? Because even though you're +23, you don't have to worry about the stance transition. You can just go for the throw immediately. So that's pretty crazy. Against Airborne, oh yeah, so in case that wasn't obvious too. So bad Jaguar 1 is his giant swing. Bad Jaguar, the 2+4, is a new, brand new animation. But similarly against Airborne, whenever you perform the bad Jaguar 1+3, it goes for the Airborne GS animation. So I think that was a nice little touch from Namco to give that. And otherwise, against the opponent, you perform this like super power bomb option where you throw the shit out of them. And then they end with CD4. Okay, stealth step. CD1, lariat, chip damage on block. Dark upper, no note of a special just frame or whatnot. Cancel the unblockable. The unblockable looks a little bit slower, so that's kind of interesting. CD4 is still causing flop state. CD 1+2, as talked about, is +23 clean. In the fact that the throw is inescapable from this option. This also says out of bad Jaguar, 4+2 option is available. Okay, for throws, nothing special. The only one of note is that actually, like King, Armor King has advancing throws. So for people who don't know, typically a throw is I-12. But when you do an advancing throw, it's I-15. Now, in older games, the advancing throws were the only throws that track. Now every throw, or sorry, all generic throws now track. But the advancing throw gives the throw extra range. So that's the nice part about it. You don't have to be right on their shit to throw them. You can be further than expected and still go for a generic throw, which is good in certain matchups, like Reyna, for instance. It's good to have the extra range to properly track her down. Okay, now rather than doing 2 throw into down, 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 1+2, it's just down 1+2 by itself. The extension only does 3 extra damage, similar to T7. So older games used to do +5, and T7 they nerfed it, same thing. T8 still +5. Okay, we'll go through all the side throws here. DDT, same thing, doesn't break the floor. Up forward 1+2 was his old full crouch, down back, down, down, back 1+2. Now it's simply performed as up forward 1+2. This does break the floor, also does 40 damage, like other 1+2 throws. Still has Tombstone for 52, a lot of Danny. 53, sorry. Shining Wizard, also Blue Spark variation. Same thing with GS. We don't see it here. But yeah, GS also has the Blue Spark for instant timing. Also, all the throws are recovering red gauge or meter back. Oh yeah, he has ultimate tackle. So he has ultimate tackle ground pound option, and then he also has the arm bar variation as well. Also, you can do the 3 hits into it and then still hit the 1+2 afterwards as well. Okay, so here's down 1+3 as talked about. Floor break, but only deals 35 damage, and down 2+4, which is the heat engager, still does 35 damage, but doesn't actually cause a ground break. Also, unlike the down 1+3, the 2+4 does give you meter back if you still have gauge to recover, sort of thing. Nothing special at the ground throw, still +12. So back 1-2 is guaranteed. Otherwise, you have the flapjack option. These are all, for the most part, guesses. Educated guesses on defense. If your back is to the wall, you probably want to break with the 2, though, just to get away from the possibility of eating additional follow-up damage, especially if your throw breaks are not on point. You don't want to fuck up. Okay, yeah. Shining Wizard gets airborne, GS gets airborne. Important to note that Armor King's generic throws do not work against airborne opponents like King's does, although nowadays Armor King also has a wall throw, 1+3 or 2+4, and it deals 38 scale damage, or 36, so keep that in mind. Okay, so they don't show the chain throws here, unfortunately. So we see the parry. Oh yeah, so yeah, he still has the actual parry, so for people who don't know, so while Bad Jaguar stance does work as a parry to block incoming and give you the throw, and then of course, you know, the throw's inescapable afterwards, he still has back 1+3 or 2+4. Important to note that these are still punch parries. Also, it doesn't give you the guaranteed Bad Jaguar, Bad Breath. It just gives you the old animation instead. Although he does still have the 2 cancel, this is a wall stand 2 cancel, so that means wall stand 2 off cancel, the parry cancel 2, counter hit, charge up your fist, and then do a red upper sort of thing. So he still has access to that. Okay, and I think that's about it. Oh yeah, down 444, but he also has a new extension, down 44, 3+4. Notice how if you hit the 3+4, the animation changes, and the 3+4 stomp is still guaranteed. I don't know why you wouldn't ever use down 4-4 3+4, because the frame data is better and the damage is better though. So there's clearly something that we're not being told or understand from it. But yeah, on Monday we'll take a look at it and better understand what's going on. Okay, yeah, those were the quick changes and things of note that I had found from this video. I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but yeah, in the description you'll find the original video if you want to watch the footage from earlier. If I made a mistake, please correct me. Other than that, again, on Monday, we will go through the entire move list and do a full breakdown, including fringe cases, stuff like that. So if you like what I'm doing, be sure to check out the channel back then. Subscribe. If you really like what I'm doing, I have members-only content for that, for a bunch of members-only stuff that has come out, and for the future Tekken 8 as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing else to announce. I will see you guys at Evo France, where we'll check that out as well, and hopefully find out more about Miyazu. Okay, later on. See ya.